Good morning. In Whitney Houston's song, The Greatest Love of All, the lyrics start off like this: I believe that children are the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. There's much truth in this line. The children are certainly the future, and if we are to teach them well, they will lead a good way for us. So much truth in that. But the thinking was not so this way some years ago. As recent as 100 years ago, I don't think the thinking was like this. Children were born and they were to be seen but not heard. In fact, even when I was growing, I have heard this from my parents. We are to be seen but not heard. And families produce children for the intent of helping them tend to the family business. So if I was in farming, then my children would automatically be helping hands for me so that I could tend to my farm easier, and I would be productive and prosperous if I had more children. Today, the thinking is different. The thinking is if I had fewer children, then I don't have to spend so much of money on all my children because education is so expensive, medical fees are so expensive, and I would just invest in one or two of them so that they can be successful with their lives. The general thinking of children upbringing has changed over these few years. I believe in Jesus' time there were many children. They had many children. So when they came to see Jesus, they were possibly very noisy and very disruptive. So the disciples asked them to leave. But Jesus said no, because he recognized that children are the future. Let us teach them well and let them lead the way. So let us see what Jesus did when he had children brought to him. The reading is from the Gospel according to Mark chapter 10, verses 13 to 16. People were bringing little children to Jesus for him to touch them. The disciples turned them away, but when Jesus saw this, he was indignant and said to them, Let the children come to me. Do not stop them, for it is to such as these that the kingdom of God belongs. I tell you solemnly, anyone who does not welcome the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it. Then he put his arms around them, laid his hands on them, and gave them his blessing. The gospel of the Lord. Even though we know today that the children are the future, we reminiscence our upbringing, many of us who are older, and think about how children are born, how children are brought up these days with the privileges they have and how spoiled they are. So if we think about what Whitney Houston said, I believe the children are the future. Children are certainly the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. As long as we teach them well, then our job is done on this earth. Let us teach our children well and let them lead the way. Very good morning.